is. You've sworn that many times.
Oh, really?
I don't know.
It just comes naturally, doesn't it?
I thought I was being quite controlled.
Oh.
Yeah, well, you do you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Yeah. How you all going?
Oh,
No, good, Pedro. How you feeling?
Body's feeling a bit tired, but pretty good actually. No injuries and pretty limber, so just tired.
What did you guys end up?
8th.
8. Oh, what you thought?
Yeah. We were trailing in around 3rd and 4th, chopping and changing, and we just had a bit of a couple of errors about halfway through and lost a few placings and just never quite fully recovered from it. But we all went really well and felt pretty good, so yeah. And we had a lot of fun.
8th is good, I would have thought.
Yeah, eighth is good. Eight's awesome actually. Like and finishing like I think only 36% of the starters finished, so we finished.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How many teams were there in your? Because I saw when I was trying to follow you, there was 2 different categories.
Yes, Pure and the Pursuit. Pursuit, they supply the canoes, and the Pure, you bring your own blow-up rafts. They have normally a slightly different course, but this year the course is much the same. So, yeah. So 25 in R1.
25 people.
Yeah.
But good effort.
Wow.
25 teams. 25 teams.
Yeah.
Teams of 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would.
That's good.
Just so there's a full picture. When you had your whoopsies, was that Navigator era?
It's hard to say Navigator era. So what it was a forestry block with unmapped roads. And so I was following the roads as per mapped, but we were not the same roads as what reality was. It felt like I was... So
you were the navigator.
Yeah. Yes. I'd done some pretty good navigating up until that point, and then there onwards. But like it was hard because like the road showed the map, and it's like a left, left coming up at 300 meters, and there's a left at 300 meters, and then you carried on to the right, and then there's another right to and then you're like, yep, that's there, and then you turn left, and you're like, yep, sweet, turn left, and we've gone up a hill, and we're like, cool, checkpoint's going to be the next right,
Yeah, right.
And so the next right came along, and there's no look, because the checkpoints are like little flags with numbers on them. Normally hidden away, and so we couldn't find it, so we backtracked and retraced our tracks, and we're like, no, it's still nothing, and teams doing the same things, and then things just started getting weirder and weirder, and 3 hours later we finally found it.
3 hours later.
Yeah, it felt like we're in a maze where they just keep changing the maze on you. It's like we ended up on a road. But we got the name of that road, and it's like, well, there's no physical way we could have gone from that road to this road, because on the map there's no roads there. And then the road that it was meant to be on had been overgrown, so the roads that were on the maps were all overgrown, and the roads that were there weren't on the maps.
But it just didn't trip up the other 4 or 5 navigators.
It tripped up everyone. So we all got into that same hickledy-pickledy. So we came out of that all pretty much the same. But I think what had happened was the morale was a bit low at that point. Unbeknown to us, everyone else had gone through that same stuff. So by the time we finished, but we didn't finish that stage until 4 in the morning. So by the time we finished that stage, and that stage was a cut-off, so we had to start the next stage by 6. So we basically just got in, transition, got all our gear off, got a new set of gear on, and walked out of transition. Yeah. And then slept for a couple of hours.
So what was your total thing all up? How many days were you?
7 days and 5 hours.
And how many Ks?
500. Well, after that little hickety-pickety, it's probably closer to about 570 Ks.
Gee, how much hours sleep do you guys reckon you cock up over that time?
We sort of average 3 hours every night. Yeah.
What? Like that was your average over that entire 7 days?
Yeah.
Oh,
how do you feel at the end of it?
We felt pretty good. Felt really, really stoked to have finished, and because we had a set of goals that we wanted to achieve, and we achieved them all. So,
Yeah.
you know, like we wanted to stay friends, so we did that. And we wanted to have fun, we did that. We wanted to enjoy the views, so we did that. And we wanted to finish a long course, which what we did. Because if you miss the time cuts, we made short course, yeah. Yeah, and then the other one is we wanted to finish as a team, because if you don't finish as a team, you become unranked. So we don't want to leave anyone behind or get any, because it's really hard to get through the course without getting an injury or getting sick or losing your shit with your teammates.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually quite hard. We did it well.
Did you have any moments?
That moment in the forestry, I just wanted to go fuck it all and just throw my nets up and go, I'm fucking done. I'm out. Because we just came out of quite a hard nav session. Like, we were up in the bush. Like, the leg before that, we left Lake Monowai, went up into the tops of the mountains, and we were navigating at night on ridge tops in zero visibility with the cloud, and it was pretty hairy stuff. Like, you verticals down that way and straight down that way, and you're having to use a compass to do some pretty accurate. So it was a pretty intense sort of navving. I got it bang on, and that was
on 3 hours sleep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we started that day at 2 in the morning, went to bed at 11. So we've done really well up until that point. But yeah, and we did really well afterwards. We regained everything, it got going again, and yeah. But
it was a good effort. I watched that final live stream when you all came in at the end, and you didn't look like you guys had just walked 500 or done that whole course. You kind of looked like you're in pretty good spirits and keen to carry on almost.
Yeah. I think we could have probably gone in for another day. But yeah, that last 50k walk. So the day before that, we did 50k's across the tackies, and the last part of that was starting to get quite hard. Like, it was just up and down, up and down. Yeah.
Good effort. Yeah. And how'd you go with the fundraising? Because who was you were like part of a...
Here for you. So through the GoFundMe page, we raised about 5,000, and then I think we had a lot of corporate sponsors sponsor us for the race itself for us, but we're going to take all that money and just donate it straight to Here for You. So I think by the time we're done and dusted, it might be around 10,000.
Wow.
Raise. And so like Here for You, they provide sort of support and counselling, particularly for a rural area of Gisborne at the moment after the cyclone's gone through.
Yeah,
and just help supporting the little communities in Gisborne area.
Bloody good. That's awesome. How is everyone over there? I've been quite blanketed from it all.
Yeah, like I think it was pretty hectic when the cyclone came through. Especially everyone getting cut off and not knowing what's going on, sort of thing. But things are settling down. But yeah, certainly communities are cut off and will be cut off for a long time.
Are they still cut off now?
Yeah, like they've got like obviously everyone's been contacted to know what's going on, but you still like farms without bridges and no access, sort of thing.
Wow.
Like, do you know Bushy Knoll?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bushy Knoll. All the access up into those farms up in that area are just gone, so there is no way of getting in and out at the moment.
Just
probably won't be for a while. Yeah,
I've seen all the ag planes are taking supplies in every day, and even the big choppers are doing the big haul.
And so at the moment, I think the town's on, like Gisborne itself's on. I'm not sure how they're getting water. I think they're pulling it out of a Leaderbrand bore.
Out of the bore, yeah.
Yeah. So we're on a bit of a water restriction, but it's all right.
You'll still be watering your lavender hedge, though, eh, Pete?
No, lavender doesn't need a lot of water there, Sam. Actually, this excess rain hasn't been good for it.
Oh, you were doing the stuff behind your house where no one can see.
No, I went and got myself a tank. And plumbed it into the spouting, so I got heaps of water now.
Shit.
Heaps.
Oh, clever.
Yeah.
Clever, man.
Tell you. Yeah.
What
have you two been up to?
Where did you get the tank?
Andy.
No, where did you put it?
Up behind my house. You know that little alleyway behind the house?
Yeah.
Between mine and Ben's?
Yeah.
Yeah, just in there. On the deck.
Oh, bloody good. Sorry, carry on.
Yeah, no, I was just going to say, how are your 2 weeks? How's flying in Australia, Burgess?
Yeah, good. I got my license about 4 days after I arrived, which was handy.
Yes.
I would have got it the day after I arrived, but there was I had a form that I filled out wrong. Someone needed to prove I've got a photo of myself and it's a real copy or something. So you need a JP or someone official to sign it. But a Kiwi JP is not good enough for Australia.
Really? Is that right?
Yeah.
So who do you have to get?
An Australian one. So it worked out fine because I was in Australia anyway. I just went down to the local library.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And got them to fill it out, sign it, send it in, and then that would have been the Friday. I think I arrived on the Wednesday or Thursday, and then the Friday they wanted this stuff. I sent it in, and Monday morning I had my license.
Nice. Oh, that's not
ready
bad.
to go. Yeah.
And what were you flying?
I was flying, doing the spraying in a Thrush, a 710. So that's a big dash 65 in it, 1300 donkeys in it, and that'll take about, I think, up to 3,000 litres depending on the configuration.
Yeah.
Some of them have got like a bigger fire door belly, which holds more capacity. But yeah, 710 gallons, which is I think 2,600 litres.
Yeah, right.
But it's good.
Goes well?
Goes really well.
What's better? What's nicer to fly, the 602 or the Thrush?
I think the Thrush is a bit more stable in the air.
Right.
It flies more, just sits there, whereas if you were to let go of the controls on an air tractor, it'd sort of start rolling one way or the other, like you just had to control it, but the Thrush just sort of sits there, kind of like how a Cresco does, but probably not quite so stable.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. But no, I enjoyed them. Nice long airstrips that I worked off so far. And yeah, I'm still a little bit nervous doing like, what do they call it? Herbicide, desiccating and stuff like that, because if there's any crops nearby downwind, and you can potentially kill those off, and that can get a little bit costly. So I
bet it does.
Yeah, it's a lot more nerve-wracking than top dressing, where it's just helping things grow. But it's good.
Yeah.
It's good. And did a week of granulated herbicide.
So it's solid?
Yeah. It's a little pellet, probably the size of DAP.
Yep.
That sort of size. And then you just fill the hopper up with this stuff, and you spread it with a spreader, and you'll put it on anywhere from like 7 to 10 kilos per hectare.
No.
Well,
you'll run out of fuel before you run out of load. Really? How long does it take to do a load?
About an hour on average.
Really?
Yeah, like we spent the week doing 2 planes between us. Spent a week doing 90 ton.
No.
Whereas that's half a day normally for one plane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good stuff. Like that stuff was easier to learn the plane on, because you're sitting a lot higher, and it's doing stuff on that we're used to, like spreading. You're spreading height. Just a little bit.
So about 100 feet or so?
Yeah, thereabouts.
Yeah.
100 feet. But you got to be just a little bit more careful, because this stuff, when it's activated and it's in the ground, it will stop like trees or wooded plants growing for 10 years.
No, really? So what do they use it for? Like,
I think they clear like little scrub lands and stuff where they want to make it into dry lands or put stock in there just to stop the scrubby bush from growing there.
Really? But it won't stop. The grass will grow.
That's right. Yeah, grass can carry on growing, but it's just
there you go.
Some certain, I don't know, family of trees or whatever you call it. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. It's good. I enjoyed it. First 3 weeks was good. Nice and cruisy start anyway.
Yeah.
There was only maybe 1 or 2 jobs on a day for spraying. Yeah. Give me enough time to ramp myself up and not do anything silly like spray the wrong paddocks and get in the shit for that.
What sort of GPS did you have? What brand?
Satlock.
How's that to use?
Yeah, they're good. They're all right.
Yeah.
I've used them quite a bit in NZ here.
Right.
Easy enough for me. I only took a day or so and I remembered everything how to use them. But they're pretty good. I like them for block planning and stuff. They're a lot easier.
Yeah, right.
Like track maps I think are really good for connectivity when you can send stuff to the plane from your computer and all that. Yeah. But when you're actually on the job, the Satlock's got pretty good things you can use to set the pattern up and to move through.
Yeah, right.
If we could find something that had both of them, the best of both worlds, we'd be away.
Laughing, eh?
Yeah. But that's been me. Came home on just 2 days ago or yesterday. Got a real sore throat.
COVID.
No, I've done some tests. I thought it was, but no. It's
But the gigantic milk bottle will get him.
Yeah.
Well, you know, you should really be having Bailey. You should have Baileys in that milk. It'd definitely make you feel better.
Yeah, I believe that. I put a splash of vanilla essence just to make me think it was something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. But that's been me the last 3 weeks. What's been happening on the Best Coast, Hoodie?
No, just complete opposite of the east. Amazing weather. Been awesome. Good weather. Did my BFR the other week. Jesus.
Did you? How did that go? Tell us about your BFR.
Whereabouts did you do it?
Up in Gizzy. We shot up to Gizzy to do something else, so I just did it while I was up there.
How do you find those pre-BFR exams, like the paper exams?
Oh, pretty upsetting.
Be honest.
Oh, it's fucking upsetting when he just threw it in the bin after he looked at it for 2 seconds.
Are you kidding me?
No, I wasn't.
For those who don't know where I'm going with this, is someone phones me every year asking me a whole lot of questions.
I'm just making sure that you still got it as well.
Oh yeah, I do. I got to do my BFA every time Hoodie does it.
I try and make myself seem less dumb as well by spreading that phone call out amongst about 3 different people. So.
Oh, no way, really? Did you get the phone call, Burgess?
No, I feel a little bit insulted now. Do you know I don't know the answers? What'd you do it in? What plane were you in?
Oh, a little 172.
170 twice.
Yeah, shit. What's it been? Like, a year since I flew or something, so that was interesting, but no, easy peasy. Got into it. Yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, no, I won't say that.
No, tell us.
No.
Oh, you can't say that.
No, there's no way. But no.
What was it?
Everything was tickety-boo. Tickety-boo.
So you're all signed off?
All signed off. We're going to bloody shoot down, and who we were talking about was going to come on and have a chat with us, Jake.
Jake the Snake.
Yeah, Jake the Snake. Going to borrow his plane for a couple of months, so it'd be cool to have that over here. And
what's he got?
He's got a 180.
You've done a 180?
Yeah, slippery snake.
He brought it, just around COVID, didn't he?
Yeah, just going into it, eh?
Yeah.
And then, perfect time to buy it, and now the prices have just...
gone for a roof.
Yeah. It's just set in a hanger, really, and he's made 100 and something K on it, or whatever it would be, on paper.
Jesus.
Unheard of.
So, yeah. But,
crazy.
What is it? It's an SLK or...
Slick.
Yeah, it's something like that. But they reckon it would be like one of the lowest out 180s.
Did he buy it in New Zealand, or did he get it from...
Yeah, it fell up in Auckland. But yeah, I'll wait for him to talk about it because I'll just talk rubbish. But,
while I was away, did you not have a podcast?
Nah, it just never really worked out.
It just wasn't going to be the same without you, Pedro.
No, just no chemistry.
No, that's right.
Yeah, that's right.
Me having to talk to Hoodie is just torture.
Torture, yeah. Anyone talking to Hoodie's torture.
Hoodie, how did your landings go in the 170 twice?
Oh, greased him.
Greased him, did you?
Yeah.
You didn't get too high?
Nah, not like that other time. Who told you guys the Kaikoura story?
Please tell the Kaikoura. I know it. There's the ones of a wedding, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd love to hear the Kaikoura story.
We're going down to Pete's wedding. And
from Gisborne to Invercargill.
So Gisborne to Invercargill had myself, the missus, cousin George, who's a helicopter pilot, so
my boss.
Yeah, he wasn't feeling too comfortable, and his missus Cleo. So flew out of Gisborne, hadn't flown a 172 for fucking ages. Should have probably done the 3 landings, but we had to get going. So
typical.
Yeah. So the first landing was in Kaikoura. We're like, I better stop here and grab some gas. And just like you were saying, I just, used to just having reverse or just being able to fucking pitch the blades up and just stop. But the thing,
and you're sitting a bit higher too in VXL, aren't you?
I was just,
yeah.
But coming to land, and we just blew straight through the end of the runway, and not like that, but we were supposed to be landing where I thought we were landing. We were still fucking humming, so I just whacked the flaps up and fed it to like we would at work, where you'd sort of get your airspeed back before you'd start bloody climbing away. And anyway, gave up on that one, and I came around again, landed sweet, sitting there getting fuel, and these 2 old fellas, they came down, and he came down, we were sitting there getting fuel, and I thought, some mates, some fucking fly mates, and George was leaning on the plane, just watching me fuel up, chatting away, and these guys came and they, where are you from? How many hours you got? All that chit chat. I thought, fuck. And he goes, well. And then he started getting a little bit antsy, and he goes, you trying to show off to your girlfriends, bloody doing a low circuit like that? I said, just did it at 500 feet. There's no rules against that. And then, he goes, who's your CFO? And I'd done all my trading through my work, so I go, what's a CFO? And you could see his...
CFI, isn't it?
CFI, see, I fucking didn't even know. You could see his heart just sink, he's just a fella, that's all he's done all his life, and he was broken by that, so he got real antsy, and he goes, I've done 17,000 hours in one of these things, and I've never seen such a terrible approach and overshoot. And the old George pokes his head up and goes, well, you're a fucking idiot. I've spent fucking 3 hours in this thing and I'm sick to death of it. They just got straight in their car and just beetled back up to the other end. But, fuck, it was funny. Oh, he's going to report me and he's going to do everything. But, fuck, some people, just got nothing better to do. But, yeah. That was
Crikey.
Don't go into Kaikoura and do a low approach overshoot. Okay.
I once did a BFR in a 172, and that was because it was when I lost my ag rating and had to resit it. So I had to resit a BFR first.
Oh, yes.
And I did that in Taupo, so that was the closest place. And because I was an ag pilot, I knew the fella reasonably well, and he was like, "Oh well, I don't. You should be showing me things and all that stuff." They usually say, and then he's like, "Oh well, let's do a short approach and pull her up short. You can show me what she's made of." And I was like, I don't know, 500 feet too high on short finals, and I'm trying to bring the power back, but there's no beta range, there's no disking, and I was like, probably, I think I might have screwed this one up here, pal. Is that going to change the result for this BFR? He's like, nah, that's fine. Go around, have another go. But it wasn't a 500-foot circuit, so I didn't get berated like you, Hoodie.
Oh, God.
Hoodie.
Yeah.
Haven't you got an addition to your family now, too?
Yeah, shit, on Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
What? A new
Tell us
arrival?
more.
Yeah. Little Hank. I'll tell you something funny. Was on what day was it? Thursday or Friday? Burgess texts me and he goes, should we jump on and do a podcast? And I go, had a new arrival. Little Hank's on the ground, so I haven't got much time up our sleeve just at the moment. And he just replied, "Oh, you pussy." And it was no congratulations, nothing. I said to Eliza, I was like, he hasn't understood what I've said, but I'm just going to fucking pull the piss out of him next time I see him.
You pussy.
I didn't click.
Yeah.
Did you not?
No.
What did you think Hank was?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would have just read it and thought, he's talking in riddles again, making up excuses.
Just another excuse.
I said, new edition, little Hank arrived yesterday.
Oh, shit. I didn't click it all. Congratulations.
Cheers, mate.
That's brilliant news.
Yeah. No.
I was going to write that, but...
Pussy.
Yeah.
Shit, so you have had your hands full.
Yeah. No, it's been a good week. Eli was at work till... she was at work till 6, and the baby was out by 6:50. She's a fitness.
No.
Yeah.
No mucking
Really?
around.
Was she back at work the next morning?
Nah.
You give her a day off.
Wow.
Fuck.
I told her what I thought, and she...
I bet you did.
But she goes, we got home from work, so must have got home at 6:10, and then she goes, oh, it's getting a little bit more uncomfortable. I said, fuck, we're going to have to go to the hospital and we'll sit there all night and you'll just fucking do this and do that. And she goes, oh, no, I don't know, I think it might be a bit sooner. I go, I'll go have a shower then.
Bloody hassle.
Yeah, it's all about me. And I came back out of the shower and I remember standing in the shower going, it's always the best shower when you've got to fucking get out and go somewhere, isn't it? I was taking ages. And I finally came out of the shower and Eli was on the ground in the kitchen.
Oh my God.
So we just chucked the kids in the car. Didn't even buckle them in or anything because Eli was sort of making some funny movements. And we got to the hospital took ages for her to walk. I said, proud Miss Proud Mary wouldn't just let me get a wheelchair, had to walk the whole way, but she kept having to stop with her contractions. And so by the time she got into the seat, into the bed, must have been like 1:45, I guess. And then she just goes, "Oh, I'm ready to go." And then a couple of minutes later, it was out.
A couple of minutes later, it was out.
And
Holy shoot!
I rang up the babysitter because I said, "Oh, you might have to come back in later tonight." She's like, "All right," and it's no problem. So I rang her on the way to the hospital. I said, "Oh, can you mosey on down?" And she goes, "Yeah, I'll just have a wash." And then once we got to the hospital, I was like, "Can you hurry up? I think something's going to happen soon," but still didn't make it in time. So the two kids were sitting there eating their twisties, watch Eli eating their twisties.
Well, Eli's got legs apart, pushing Hank out.
I had nowhere to put them, so there was a big chair, so I just popped them there and gave them a bag of chips each. And they were just sitting there watching.
What did Burgundy say?
Oh no,
was
she was pretty curious as to what was going on. It was just like watching them watch TV. They were just that.
Just seeing you eating your chips, watching it like a show.
Watching, yeah. Yeah, they were quite
wow.
content, yeah. So that was that, and then bloody, yeah.
Good effort.
New addition.
Well done, Eli.
Yeah, she's a bloody tank.
Yeah.
But back to work today. She went in and did a bit, so.
She went back to work today?
Yeah.
So what, 6 days?
Yeah.
Yeah. So was it end of Feb?
28th, yeah.
28th. Oh. Yeah. Could have been a leap year.
Yeah, lucky.
Could have been, yeah.
Yep. Could have, but
nice.
Shit, she was quick.
How was did you guys see the Southern Lights the other day? I saw some photos from your thing, Pedro.
Yeah, well, we were biking, and it must have been around about 11 at night or midnight. We all stopped and just saw like pink and greens coming down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
wow.
It was cool. Yeah. That was cool. Really cool.
Apparently you can see it in Auckland even.
Really?
No, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty out of it.
Yeah.
Burgess went all the way to the Antarctic to look at those things.
Yeah.
I just had to go do a midnight bike ride.
Yeah.
Easy.
When I saw the photos of that you guys took of it, I thought if you were going through like hallucinations and stuff at that stage, that would have just been trippy as.
Well, the night before we're paddling on Manipuri, and I thought Russia or someone's attacking. Because have you seen it? It's is it the Sky Train or Elon Musk's satellites?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy fuck! Did that give me the shit? Because we were paddling along, you saw these stars, and all of a sudden it's just like it was like Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
You know? It's like it's the nukes. They're sending in a whole heap of nukes. Yeah.
Did you tell everyone else that?
Yeah. We all looked at it, and someone's like, "Nah, it's Elon Musk's satellites."
Okay.
Who knew that?
Yeah, it's like,
who knew that out of the group?
I think it could have been George or Chris.
Shivers.
Yeah. Those boys are pretty clued up. Yeah.
In the know.
Yeah, in the know. But it was really freaky.
They're quite trippy, those lights. And even the Starlink satellite things are too. I've only seen them the once.
The Starlink, yeah.
Those stars that you saw, they're like really close together. Or the satellites. Yeah,
that was really cool seeing the Southern Lights because they don't normally come this far north.
Yeah, I've only seen them once or twice in Meth in here.
Yeah.
And only on the distant horizon. But I have seen them out of a plane before.
What was that? Tell us about that one, eh? you big social media.
That's what he did. Isn't that what you did?
Personality.
Didn't you worm your way on that plane?
Yeah, that is what I did.
Imagine the poor guy that's actually paid $30,000 to go on that flight, eh? And he goes and he walks up the aisle, and then there's this big Mary sitting in the seat in the windows. He's like, I'm not going to see anything.
Wasn't quite like that, Hoodie.
You just see what's going on in Hoodie's head.
Hey?
You just sit. I could just picture what's playing out in your head right now.
You can see it though, eh? Like, imagine paying all that money and then walking up to the aisle and then being like, seeing him from a distance even and being like, fuck, that better not be my row.
Is that a D-lister social media personality?
And then he would have stepped down and got talking to Burgess, and Burgess was gone, I didn't even pay to be on this flight.
Well, good flight though. Good flight.
Yeah, it was a good flight. Yeah, good yarn to everyone that I spoke to, and it was, just so everyone else knows, there's this flight down towards Antarctica. They go to the 60th or 70th parallel. I can't remember which one. Might have been the 60th. And they just fly down to, in a Boeing 787, had 250 passengers on board. It was a charter flight. And it takes off around about, I think it was 7 or 8 in the evening. And it heads southeast. And it'll go that direction so it hits solar midnight earlier. And there's this ring around the magnetic pole, and it's the magnetic oval or something. I've probably got that wrong, but that's where all of this stuff happens, this aurora and stuff.
And isn't it between like 60 and 70 degrees south? Isn't it in a certain band? Like if you go too far south, you'll miss it.
Yeah,
if you go too far,
especially if it's only a week.
Yeah.
Solar event or whatever it's called. And we took off, went southeast, and we had we were up at 30-something thousand feet, so above all the clouds, so you're guaranteed to see something if there's something out there. And we had 6.5 hours of the aurora. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. And what actually started all of this, Hoodie, is the Plane Spotters group that I started. Yeah. So I had a message from someone in the group who messaged me. I was like, hey, there's a 787 landing, like it's a daytime landing flight. They hardly ever came there. Said it's coming in on whatever date for this Southern Lights flight. And I was like, cool, thanks for that. Appreciate it. And then Googled the flight and looked into it and thought, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I bet you did.
And I thought I'd just be cheeky. You never, if you don't ask, you don't get. And I emailed Air New Zealand and the company that did it, the company,
tour company.
Yeah, Viva Expeditions. So I emailed them as well, and I was like, oh, this is who I am. I make videos and all that. I did talk it up more than what it was, but I didn't lie about anything. I said, oh, it'd be really cool to make a video about this flight and get it from a pilot's or a flying perspective, blah, blah, blah. Not expecting to hear anything back. But I heard back from the managing director of Viva Expeditions, and she was like, it's a lady who's keen as. She's like, yeah, that sounds brilliant. What's your phone number? Let's catch up. I was like, oh, shit. Now I've got to actually talk to her and know what I'm talking about and try.
Did you have to drop some numbers, like your followers and that, to get onto it?
Oh, yeah, I did. I said I've got this amount of followers, and I said, I think I said my most viewed video had so many million views.
Oh,
I didn't mention
good.
On average, most of them are like 1,000 views or something really small. But
have you got 1 million views on something?
Yeah, one of them's got 5 million.
On what?
I think it was the first video I made.
Is it? It's not the
top Ravens
down plane landing.
Yeah, like it's in the Cresco and the camera's fixed, and it's on the coast somewhere like north of New Plymouth, up by the gorge or something.
Nah, it's definitely your best one. You probably should have stopped there.
Who knew it would just peter off, eh?
One of my plane spotting videos has got 2.3 million views or something on Instagram.
Really?
What for? Just all those planes landing at the airport.
There's no sound to it apart from the plane landing. It's one of those ski hercs coming into land.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, when you're flying, like, as a passenger, like, back from Australia, what do plane spotters do there? Like, are you just in, like, a little sort of heaven? Like, when you're inside a plane?
Absolutely.
Like, looking out? Yeah.
You already know the answer to that, because it's the same.
Do you have a camera with you?
Yeah. Yeah, I've got.
Do you?
I've got some video. Do you want to see the videos I took from the flight?
Do we have time?
Did you? 6 hours later. Oh no! Did you?
But honestly, do you sit there while you're on the plane taking videos, like you're taxiing down to Christchurch? You're like, oh, there's a Virgin Atlantic.
I'll be completely honest. I take videos so I can put them on social media. Yep.
Perfect. Do you have a diary? Like, do you take down the tower numbers? And, it's a VH.
Looks at his videos, Pete.
What I do is, because I'm a business member of Flight Radar 24,
yes,
you can go onto that app and you can type in the time and the date, and it'll tell you what plane was where. So I don't need to write down anything.
You just rely on good old technology.
Yeah, I just rely on the timestamp on the video or photo, and that's all I need.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, got it all. It's my own digital notebook.
Don't you rely on technology too much? You know that they couldn't use EFTPOS cards in Gisborne for quite a while.
Gisborne,
Gisborne,
it was it went like the Wild West here for a wee bit.
Just cash only, eh?
Couldn't even get fuel out of the fuel bowser.
Wow.
We had power, but all the fuel bowsers at the airport run on Wi-Fi, so you know how much to charge and who to charge.
Yeah.
They just couldn't get fuel out. The guy in charge of it is like, I can get the fuel out, but I need to ask my boss up in Auckland for permission to do it, and I can't get hold of him because we don't have internet or phone.
Oh.
Technology, eh? Why can't you just keep things simple?
Yeah, like a notepad and a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could you still get jet from over at Farmers? Or?
We had to borrow Farmers, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because you did quite a bit of flying around that 406, helping.
Yeah, we had enough. We had enough fuel for that for ourselves.
Oh.
But yeah. No, we went and picked up a whole heap of kids.
School kids down there, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you do that a few times? Was it?
I think we did about 6 or 7 trips.
Wow.
Yeah.
What was the airspace in that? What was that like?
Yeah, it was all restricted airspace, so you had to get permission first by Civil Defence.
Is that right?
But I went over and talked to the Fens guy, and he was like, "Yep, no, it's all good. It's all legit." Because the first day it was pretty mayhem. Like, just people coming from everywhere.
Yeah.
And it was pretty chaotic. So they wanted to put a stop to that and just control it a bit better. But no, it all worked good.
How did George and all that? How did they all beat all around and talk to each other?
Yeah, no, all the same. There was a lot more traffic, but like Gisborne busy traffic is like a more quiet day.
Yeah,
you know. So, yeah, that was fine.
Yeah,
I read an article that there was like some of the ag operators were not allowed to, like, they got denied flying by Fens, and then just had to go and do their own flying out of their own pockets to help out.
Yeah. So, like, if you wanted to go through Fens, it was a bit of a... nah. So it was better just to go do it yourself.
Yeah. So if it's through Fens, was it reimbursed?
Fens? What's Fens?
So Fens is Fire Emergency New Zealand.
Oh.
So the way the system is, so let's say I'm a farmer up at Bushy Knoll and I want some food flown out to me.
Yes.
And I've gotten a message to an ag operator. The ag operator goes, "Hey, we've got 5 families out here who need food. we're going to go fly for it. Can you pay us? They go, right, put it through the system. So it goes through the system. It gets allocated a job, and like 2 or 3, 4 hours later, it then gets allocated to a company, and it may not come back to the company who requested it in the first place. If that makes sense. So that job goes through the system, and then it gets divvied up to the closest helicopter or closest airplane.
Right.
Sort of thing. Yeah. It was a bit of a interesting insight into how it all works.
But
if you,
you would have thought you'd just go, look, whoever can help, keep track of what you're doing, do it safely, and we'll reimburse you at the end. Like, it's just...
No, none of that happening. And then even to the point where it's like, rather than, like, all the ag guys here know where all the airstrips are in it. But before a job could get allocated, someone in Wellington or civil defence had to find the airstrip and get lats and longs and issue those lats and longs to the... And, like, that's a half an hour process in itself. And, like, the guys here are like, we know the airstrips. Like, we know all the airstrips. You know, we know the farmers who live on those airstrips. You don't have to give us lats and longs. We don't need that, you know?
Just stupid.
Just things like that.
But they've got to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
They've got to do it through the process, which is the frustrating bit. I'm sure most of them would happily, have at it.
Yeah.
Why do they have to do it? Why? Why does it have to be that process? Why can't you just go and look after your neighbour and look after the people that you know? Like,
I guess it's to stop people riding the system, ripping the system
riding the
off.
system. They give millions of dollars to fucking all sorts of organisations to be like, oh, here you go. Oh, we won't get into that sort of shit.
Yeah, let's not
get out of it.
Yeah. It's getting way too political now.
Nah.
I'm trying to be all diplomatic by not saying anything, but yes, I can say it and fucking diving in. I'm trying to just bite my tongue and just fucking, and like, admittedly, everyone here in Gizzy did a really good job, And a lot of people came from out of town and helped, and everyone's wanted to do the right thing.
Bloody right.
Yeah, good on them. I've seen a few of I went to one of the fire days, I don't even know what you call it, but the fire people were there from that part of Fens talking about firefighting with planes and choppers, and they're showing this is only with fire stuff though, so it's completely different to what we were just talking about, but they had like a map of New Zealand with where all of the aircraft that are on the books for firework, and it showed where they were at all times, so their own version of spider tracks or whatever else it is. And then if someone calls 111 and says there's a bushfire just out of Greymouth, they'll jump on their computer and click on where the fire is, and it'll say which is the closest asset to that fire, and that's how they click or assign someone to that fire.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and then they have like what's the size of the fire, what's the potential and all that sort of crap. So who else do we need to put on standby? If it's a big fire, rather than just get the next closest choppers or planes, they might get the best choppers for it or the best aircraft for it, which might be further away, and put them on standby, like I think it must be Bex or whoever's got the Iroquois in the North Island there. They might get put on standby for a fire down south here, or a plane might get put on standby down south for a fire up north, sort of thing. It's pretty cool to see, or at least see that something's being done, because that's the stuff you never know what's happening until someone shows you. It's quite interesting. Yeah. Wouldn't mind doing some of that firebombing stuff.
Yeah, I reckon it'd be neat.
Yeah. Everyone that's done it has told me that it is boring as batshit.
Yeah, I've heard that. And like, you always go out when it's hot and windy.
Yeah. All the conditions you don't want.
Yeah.
But yeah. I was speaking to a chap over in Aussie. He did a season it might have been in Turkey, and it might have been 4 months contract rather, that he was there, and he did 35 hours flying.
That would have all been training, would it?
I think a good portion of it is. A lot of it's just goodwill flying. Go and show your face and show off so everyone knows you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good money, though. Megabucks.
Yeah.
If you put that down to an hourly rate, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be horrendously good.
Yeah. But yeah, should give it a go.
Talking to a guy over in Aussie when we started looking at it ages ago, Pete. He said it used to be real easy because, you know, you'd be able to go over there in our off season and it was really straightforward. But now, with all the money that the governments are putting into it, they want, same as all that everything, they want proof that, you know, they're up to standard. So they have to do, you know, 2 or 3 training get-togethers each year. So it's sort of taken that ease out of it now because you can't just. It's not cost beneficial to be able to go over there 2 or 3 times a year just to do trainings in between the seasons. So it's all made it a bit harder.
Yeah, true. Did you see that 737 that crashed like a couple of weeks ago?
No, what happened?
It's a firebombing one.
Oh.
It, they survived. This was in I think it was in WA, Western Australia.
Yeah.
Really?
I can't remember exactly. It did a big orbit around the fire and it was going to go and do its run. And somewhere along the line, it landed on the ground.
In the fire?
Yeah, I don't even know that. Near the fire. I don't know if it had already tipped its load out or where it was up to, but it must have been like a landing crash because the plane was intact the whole way down. It's a pile of rubble now, it burnt, but the pilots walked out and got picked up. Yeah. And they were just walking around afterwards. They were showing video footage of them getting discharged from the airport.
A real good podcaster would have had that video ready to go for us all to watch.
And a real good podcaster probably would have had done any research for full details. Brief podcasters, so we all knew what we were talking about. Something for us to work on, eh?
We're good at this gig.
We don't want to blow this out of out of a gate straight away. Being number one.
Pull out all the stops straight away, eh?
We want to see the improvement.
Yeah, that's right. We can't set the bar too high.
No, that's right. Not from the get-go.
Someone else can fill us in. I don't even know if people can comment on these things. I hope not. Because if they can, I haven't checked anything. How do we do that? Have you guys listened to any of them?
No way.
Have you?
Well, I have to because I'm stringing them together. I've got to make sure the audio sounds all right.
Do you edit them?
No.
No.
Well, the edit as in my microphone seems to be quieter than your guys' one, so I have to make it louder, and I'll just put in noise cancelling, but that's it.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then I edit in like those little reels or those short clips, whatever you call them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen any of those, but
I saw some of those that you put on your page.
Yeah. That's the advertising. But we need to figure out some more topics and stuff.
Yes.
Wait, sound fucking.
Well, everyone else who's listening in, send us something to talk about.
Yeah. Rather than just rambling about nothing.
Yeah, there's plenty to talk about, but trying to think of it on the spot is a bit tricky. Someone did message in the other day like a... I don't know if I asked you on the page or not, but have like a Q&A thing, because someone wanted to know about... I can't even remember because good podcasting skills.
Yeah,
but that's for another time anyway.
Well, our next podcast where we answer some questions.
What on earth are we going to be able to answer, really?
Well, if we get the questions in advance, we might be able to do some research.
Well, you're on call anyway, so...
I'll just keep all the questions to myself and do my own research, and then I'll sound cleverer than you guys.
Good on you.
Cleverer.
But do that, everyone listening in. Give us something to talk about that you want us to talk about.
What's your biggest fright you've got?
Biggest fright? Is that one we're going to do, or one you want to know?
Oh, should we save it? Because we're coming up to an hour and I'm ready for bed.
Yeah.
But I'll think about my biggest fright. Leave on a cliffhanger,
honestly, we were built for this, I reckon.
Well, is Jake coming on the next one?
Yeah, no, he's key.
I bet you Jake's got a good fright story.
Yeah.
I bet you Jake will be able to push through 9 o'clock.
Oh, come on. What sort of ag pilots are you used to staying up past 9?
A retired one.
I know you're the tiredest out of all of us, Hoodie.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you were always at 8:30.
Especially now. You'll be getting up in 2 hours anyway. You better go to bed now.
Why am I getting up in 2 hours?
It's time for feeding.
Oh, nah. We're in separate rooms.
Fucking hell. Good support you are.
If the locum wasn't in the hangar, I'd be down there and leave you with all three.
Jeepers, Hoodie.
Nah, I'm just tripping. No, we are in different rooms though.
Alright, well, you tee it up with Jake and we'll put Jake on next time. And then that'll fill us in. But in the meantime, everyone else can send us some ideas, what they want to hear from us, what we can talk about.
We can talk to Big Blair. He's over in Aussie too.
Get an Aussie perspective.
And get the word on the ground over in Aussie.
Yeah.
Bert just wasn't even there to get it long enough to get a tan. You're still a white Mary.
One day I'll be strong enough to respond to you, Hoodie.
I listened to a thing today from I don't know how much of that I should say. The local DHB to say that we had to be inclusive. So today I wore a hat for Burgess to be inclusive.
Fucking hell.
All that hat says is 6.
It says hang loose.
It says 6. That's how you. How do we describe that for people that are just listening? Do you call that the I'm calling someone symbol? Your pinky and your thumbs out?
The telephone?
Yeah,
it's a telephone sign.
That's how.
Ring, ring.
If you're counting in Chinese, you count to 10 with your hand, but only one hand.
Yeah.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is obvious. That's 6.
Oh, that's
what you
clever.
Call hang loose. And you know the symbol where they go like that.
Yeah.
Like you shake your hand when you're doing it.
It's shakabra.
That means 666.
Oh, that's the devil.
It's not though. It's good luck.
Is it?
Yeah. And I'll back that up because in China, if something's really cool or you want good luck to someone, you say Leo Leo Leo, which is 666.
That's unreal.
And you do that to them. And if anything's cool, they'll go like that. They'll shake their...
Really?
Yeah, true story.
I just learned something new.
My bloody ITT used to, whenever I'd get to the cruise, like you'd power back as soon as you'd taken off and you got established and you'd pull your power back, it would always go back to fucking 666, and I thought it was like devil, like
good luck.
Today's the day,
cool.
And then I'd like bump
cool
it.
Temperature.
I'd bump it a little bit to take it off a bit. I'd look at 666. Oh, but it was good luck. Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you can, when it's not on it, you can bump it back to 666.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah, true.
But in the future, it's good to know.
Yeah, everyone else can do that too. And on that note, we'll call it a night, shall we?
Sounds good.
Hey, absolute pleasure to see you all.
Likewise. Congratulations, Hoodie and family, on the new edition. And cheers, congrats, boys. Pedro, on completing... To you and your team for completing the God Zone Challenge.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah, cheer.
No, top awesome. Work. Top work.
All right. Have a good one, fellas. See you, everybody.
See you guys.
See you later.
Bye.